there are a lot of issues that the Eagles need to address this draft. And I mean, it is a lot. We got the wide receiving core. We have our O-line. We have our cornerbacks. There's a lot of issues, but it's 4-11-1 team to do to ultimately get back to what we were a few years ago. But I believe the number one player that we should be looking for is, well, hold on, let me play that intro real quick. The number one player is Jaycee Horn. Yes, I said it. Jaycee Horn, the Carolina cornerback. And I mean, Jaycee Horn can come in very handy for us at 6'1", 205 pounds. Man, he is a ball hawk. He is a go-getter, and you know, he's very feisty. I mean, the only criticism that they've had of him is that he has too many penalties, but he has some of the best ball skills in the entire draft. And I mean, it's a pick-em between Patrick Surtain and Jaycee Horn between who is the best cornerback in the draft. I believe it's a toss-up. If the Eagles are able to get Patrick Surtain, I would say they might as well get him. But I believe that the Cowboys, with their terrible defense that they had last season, they're gonna end up picking Patrick Surtain. So I believe the best available cornerback is gonna be Jaycee Horn. And the Eagles cornerbacks, the Eagles cornerbacks, our secondary has always been terrible. And we've you know, Jalen Mills, he left in free agency, he went to the Patriots. We only really have Darius Slay as a reliable cornerback in our secondary, so we're gonna have to draft a reliable cornerback in this draft to pair up with Darius Slay, so you know, so we can ultimately take the load off of Darius Slay. I mean, this guy, he was getting torched last season, but that was because he was carrying so much of the load on the secondary. And another reason why this secondary was so bad, because we had so many injuries. Not like with this Eagles team, we have so many injuries, whether it's on offense, defense, wherever. There's so many injuries, but especially in the secondary with our cornerbacks, everybody gets injured. So if we just have Jaycee Horn, a guy that is a ball hawk, a guy that will go out and get it. I mean, he only allowed 8 catches from 24 targets in the SEC this season. I mean, this guy, I believe he can ultimately be the best cornerback in this draft. And coming from South Carolina, being in the SEC, playing in the toughest conference in college football, I believe that he'll be most prepared, you know, to face, you know, the big time wide receivers, you know, that he's going to end up playing or end up facing and going head to head with in the NFL. Now, obviously the Eagles have other issues like with their O-line. I mean, another big problem that we had was that nobody could protect Carson Wentz or really could protect Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, he's better at, you know, evading from the pressure and all of that, but we still didn't have anybody to throw the ball to that could create separation. So I'm hoping that Jalen Reagor steps up this season, and that he'll be that, you know, that go-to receiver for us. I'm playing, Jalen Reagor. You don't even gotta be a number 1 wide receiver, but please be a number 2 at least. Please show us something. I mean, we could have traded up for DK Metcalf a couple years ago. Could have got Justin Jefferson. We ended up getting you. So make us proud and let us, you know, show us that you were worth us, that you were worth our pick in the first round last season. And for all my Eagles fans out there, let me know who y'all think we should pick with the 12th overall pick and what weaknesses we should go to. We should, you know, signal out whether it's our offensive line, our wide receiving core, our secondary. What do you think we need to address the most in this draft? I believe it is the secondary, because I believe Jalen Hurts will still give us a chance to compete with teams, but we need to at least have a defense that can at least hold teams to, you know, keep us in striking distance. And look, the Eagles ended up hiring Jonathan Gannon, who is the defensive back and cornerback coach for the Colts for the past 2 years. I believe the best bet is to get a cornerback with the 12th overall pick, you know, in this upcoming draft. But I'm not gonna lie, as an Eagles fan, I'm not too ecstatic for this season. I feel like it could end up being a very long season for us. But we need to start somewhere, and that is improving our defense. That being said, y'all, I'm out.